this is where we get to talk and debate about all things paranormal and just plain weird. And from time to time, we're going to have special guests joining us. Those who investigate ghosts and haunted places, hunt Bigfoot, chase UFOs, discover metaphysical mysteries, or uncover the truth surrounding urban legends and myths. I am Jackie Montra, Director of Central California Paranormal Investigators, and tonight I am introducing my new co-host, who in order to get the job has promised to go with me on any journey into the unknown. She's been a guest sharing her expertise on her journey to find Sasquatch. She's also been a guest co-host on the show, a ghost hunter, a legend tripper, an all-around paranormal investigator, and half of one of my favorite couples, Montra Freitas.
Oh, thank you. What an introduction. That's
yeah,
awesome.
You're not going to get that every week, every month. So, you know,
darn it.
just because this is the first time you're on the show.
Well, thank you. I'm so very happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so pleased. Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great. Yeah,
Yep.
I know we've been talking, so and you guys have a lot of really great ideas. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Me
Looking
too.
forward to it. You're going to keep me on my toes. I know it. I know it. So, what have you guys been up to?
Well, you know, we've been up to quite a few things, but what have we been up to that's really really awesome these days? We've been scouting out some new sites for doing some Bigfoot research.
Okay.
So we're going to be going out in the fall. Hopefully something a little more local so we can have you come with us.
Oh, wonderful.
And
Can I bring my film crew?
of course.
Ooh,
Heck
wonderful.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
I know
Awesome.
they'd love to go.
Yeah, just bring tents.
Do we get
and,
to go? Do we get to go? Do we get to go? Yes.
So yeah, so we are hoping to get something like that together
Good.
and have everybody come out that
Good.
wants to. So
Good.
yeah, just maybe like a night or two. So it's not going to be a big, you know,
No.
expedition. It's
It'd
going
be,
to be
good to
a
get
smaller
my feet
trip.
wet, to
Yeah.
know, to get all the basics down,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff. Because
Yeah.
I know absolutely nothing other than what I've seen John do, you
Yeah.
know, and you guys do. So.
Well,
that's-
and it's a lot different when you talk about it and then when you actually go out and you're
Yeah.
standing in the woods and it's really dark and it's a little bit scary. Because, you know, there's a lot of things that can see you that you can't see. And I don't mean
I can do
Sasquatch
scary.
in particular. I just mean, you know, there's mountain lions, there's bears, all kinds of creepy critters out there.
Yeah,
So.
I can do scary. I just can't do the human in the dark thing with the gun, you know.
Yeah, that's like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of anything but that.
We need to get you some night vision goggles.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I think we should move on.
Yep.
Okay. One of the most controversial topics in the paranormal field, besides spirit orbs, are ghost hunting shows, reality TV. The almost instantaneous popularity of the modern-day ghost hunter is mainly due to the many paranormal-themed TV shows that surfaced in the early years of the 21st century. Leading the way was Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters in 2004, which was the spark that ignited a host of other reality-based ghost hunting TV shows. Hundreds, if not thousands, of ghost hunting groups around the world and a search for that one piece of equipment that could capture visual and audio proof that ghosts exist. But are these reality shows real, or do they distort, embellish, or even create fake evidence? Do they inflict more harm than good? Now, imagine Mom and Pop and the kiddies sitting around the TV on any given night watching a ghost hunting reality show and being thrilled, excited, and perhaps a little scared. Do they really care if it's real? Or do they just want to be entertained? I think they just want to be entertained. I don't think they
so,
care.
too.
I think there's probably a small amount of, you know, they want to know if it's real. They don't want
Yeah.
to be. They don't want to be hoodwinked. They don't want to be scammed.
Right, right.
But I think they want more to be entertained. They want, you know,
I think so too.
the possibility that it might be real.
They want to be scared. They want
Yeah.
to think about it later when
Yeah.
they turn the lights off.
Yeah.
Just because it's fun.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah, I
But
think
yeah,
so.
I mean, it begs a question, you know. So it's like, do they do more harm than good? I mean, we know. As investigators already, we know that there are groups out there that do fake evidence.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Right.
it's just a given, and it's going to happen. There are groups that perpetuate hoaxes, and it does happen.
Right.
So I mean, we know who they are. The public has to sift through, if they even care, to sift through all that. So are they really doing us more harm than good?
You know, I don't know. It's pretty controversial because I think in some ways it's bringing more people to the table that are interested, that may actually
True.
start doing investigations on
True.
their own, that might end up being really viable investigators.
True.
But then on the other hand, like you say, but then again, if it's hoaxed and they're seeing these fake shows, and maybe if they don't realize that they're faked, they're going to expect those same results out in the field.
Right.
And when they don't get them, they're just going to go, forget it. You know?
Because we're always doing damage control.
Right.
You know, we go to a client's home and we do a lot of private residences for residential huntings. And we're doing damage control because our clients are sitting there and they're telling us about how they saw this, how this has happened, and they saw this on TV on one of these shows, and it happened just like that they saw on TV, and you know, it's a demon or it's whatever, and you know, and now we're sitting here doing damage control. Well, you know, it's not real, it's for entertainment. I mean, you can't say that enough.
Right.
You can't say it's just for entertainment, folks. Take it as entertainment. I mean, you can't say it enough. People just don't believe you.
I think sometimes they don't want to believe you either, because it's good to have a good meaty story to tell. Like, yeah, you know what? I had a ghost in my closet when I was 13. You know.
And you're right. I mean, everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story. But yeah, I think there's so many of them in the early 2000s. Of course, sci-fi started it all. I mean, Ghost Hunter started it all. The Taps Boys.
Yeah.
And then along came Ghost Adventures, and then we had Paranormal State, and we had a bunch of others, Haunted Collector, a bunch of. And for the most part, most of them didn't really last more than 2 or 3 years tops. Except for the two biggies, the Ghost Adventures and the Taps Boys. They're the only ones that really lasted any length of time.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I think Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters are going into their 11th season. So
I think so, yeah.
That's a long time.
I think some of it has to do with just the fact that the characters are appealing too. And I think that people get hooked into it because they're like, oh, you know, Zach Bagans is so cute or whatever. And so they're going to keep watching it.
Oh, his hair. His hair is an eye for. Yeah.
So, or, you know, with the Ghost Hunters guys, with Grant and you know, they're going to, well, Grant's not on it anymore, right?
Right.
But, you know, they just were very likable, and they are very likable guys. They just seem really down to earth and like.
And that makes good TV. I mean, that's good TV.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a marketable
So they're more believable.
Yeah.
Yeah. The plumbers by day. You know, cool investigative guys at night. So
I always wondered how they got that gig, you know, to begin with. I often wonder. I don't think I've ever known, and I'm a TAPS member, family member, so I don't think I even know.
I don't know
how they even got that.
Did they just like maybe they were friends and they just started doing that kind of after hours, maybe, or?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I think they were together before the show.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they got tapped into doing the show. Is what I'm thinking.
Tapped into doing the show.
Oh.
Sorry.
Got that right? Yeah, I got that right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Smack my little hand.
But whatever. But yeah, you know, on one hand, yes, it brought a lot of light to ghost hunters in general and paranormal investigators, and yet at the same time, though, you got a two-edged sword because not all the groups are credible. Not all the groups are on the up and up. So you know, they're doing it just for TV, to get on TV, just for the fame. They don't care about the actual investigation part.
Right.
So you've got that, but I get that's with anything. I mean, that comes with the territory.
Yeah, that comes with any type of thing. UFOs, Bigfooting, everything. There's
There's no distinction.
There's some pretty famous hoaxers in the Sasquatch genre as well.
Yeah, and UFOs as well. UFOs as well.
Yeah.
So it's there. But anyway. And I think we're all in pretty much agreement that the reason people fake the evidence is to get notoriety, is to get, you know, hey, look at me, you know. So they want to be the center of attention, you know. It's just that I think for everybody out there listening to us talk, please remember, I mean, it is for entertainment, you know, purposes only.
Right.
There aren't too many credible groups that I know of, and myself included, that will put their evidence out there. To the public and say, hey, look what I got. You know, I don't do that. Not as a rule, I don't. I mean, on our website, I think we have 4 or 5 stories where we've gone to places, historic places, and have gone and have done, gotten stuff gotten some evidence, but that you'll see a research paper. You won't necessarily see a, hey, look at me, you know.
Right, right.
But yeah, they're not groups aren't. You know, we don't do that. The professional ones don't do that.
Yeah, you know what? That's so true, because it seems like once you put something out there that really happened and here's what it is, you know, tell me what you think kind of thing, you get so many people that have never been out that are going to critique it.
Oh, yeah.
And that maybe want attention themselves in some way by saying,
right.
"Oh, you hoaxed it," or so whatever. Or, you know, that's
and that's a good point, because they want to be the first to debunk you.
Right.
And they want that attention.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's just a secondary thing to consider. But yeah, just as a rule, I mean we don't put all our evidence out there for the public. You know, that's not what we're about. We're a research organization.
Right.
You know, and a lot of credible groups are. They're just out there for their research. They're not out there to score points. And you know, so let's keep that in mind. And you know, this is for entertainment, folks. Just remember, for entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think most reality shows are probably 70–80% entertainment.
Yeah, I'm talking about The Bachelorette. I'm talking about those New Jersey, those
Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, Naked and New Jersey Housewives or something.
Oh yeah,
you know
Housewives of Orange County.
Yeah, I mean all that's for entertainment, folks. Don't take it seriously. You know, you don't need the drama. You know, you got enough drama in your own life. You don't got to watch it on TV too.
Just on Facebook, shush.
I know.
Phew.
All right, we're moving on. We're done. We're talking about that.
Well, if you love tiny towns, now is your chance to actually own one. Cabin Creek, a ghost town in rural Adams County near Byers, is officially on the market. The owner, James Johnson, who owns the village along Highway 36, has put it on Craigslist for $350,000. For that, you get an old service station, a cafe, an abandoned motel, and a small house. It is a fixer-upper now, but in its prime, it was quite the gathering spot. I heard they had some good chicken fried steak at one time,
well,
too,
yeah,
which caught my attention.
I forgot to put in there, too, in the script that it's in Colorado. So, yeah, it's in Cabin Creek, Colorado. So, and it's like 45 minutes west of Denver, I think.
That's an awesome spot. I mean, even if you just wanted to use it for like a ski lodge or something, right? I mean...
Yeah, I get it, because they get lots of snow.
Yeah, so a ski lodge, a haunted ski lodge.
But yeah, I mean, this little town, and you can see the pictures from the pictures that we showed you. It's on 5 acres. It's only 5 acres.
Yeah, it's small, but you know what? Gosh, you could really generate some income. I mean, whoever actually picks that up, lucky them, because that's just one of the coolest things that you can live there.
Well, yeah.
You could do so many things with that.
Yeah, you got to have the money. I mean, he wants $350,000 for the. I don't think he's going to get it. Not with the way. Not with the state of disrepair it's in.
Yeah, I bet the buildings
nothing's usable except for the house.
Yeah, and even then, it's probably who knows what's in there. You know, it could be black mold. Could be who knows. I mean, there's so many foundation issues that could just make it all knocked. I've not been there, so I don't know. It might be great, but.
But you're right, because in its heyday, they had the couple that owned it had a. The people could come from miles around for the chicken fried steak. It was supposed to be that good, and I love chicken fried steak.
I just broke my pen thinking about it.
Yeah, we're gonna feed you. We're gonna feed you in about an hour. It's okay.
Food.
You know, her head's not here at the show. Her head is eating the lunch afterwards.
It's in the pizza box.
Anyway, so you want to buy it. You want to buy a town, a 5-acre parcel, right there off the highway. Great spot. You know, you want to fix it up. It's going to cost you some money to fix it up, but.
And one cool thing about it too is that, well, it's not a cool thing. I shouldn't say that. But there was actually something very devastating that happened there, which is not a cool thing. There was a murder there, so. And
that's what they figure. It's brought the town started to go downhill was after the murder.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure how. I'm not quite sure how that is.
Yeah, I don't know who was murdered, or apparently it was some couple that took in some other people that were down on their luck or something like that, and. So I don't know if the people that took them in got murdered or if the down on the luck people got right. I'm not sure who actually was killed, but.
You can call Mr. Johnson and find out.
Yeah, he might have some inside scoop on that. So, but you know, so but it does have the it's under the guise of being haunted.
Yeah.
So it could be maybe it's whoever got murdered, or who
I don't
knows?
know.
Maybe it's I don't know. But it's interesting stuff. A really cool place to buy for $350,000. Set up some solar.
Okay. We're moving on.
Yeah. Well, apparently if you've seen the movie Conjuring 2 and survived, count yourself very lucky. Viewers of James Wan's horror sequel to the first Conjuring aren't just reporting ghosts following them home from the theater. Some of them are being possessed, even dying, during the film's climax. Wow.
Okay. First of all, the guy that died, I think he had a heart attack or something. So
yeah,
I don't think it was the movie, but you know.
Yeah, because I believe it was in India, where the guy had a heart attack.
And Malaysia, or was it Malaysia or India?
It was India.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then apparently he had a heart attack. Well, they haven't said it's actual, but he was having chest pains during some of the scarier parts, and then I guess they rushed him to the hospital, and apparently when they got him to the hospital, they pronounced him dead.
Ooh.
So, but there are some very mysterious things about that.
Well, I haven't. I mean, by the time the show airs, I probably will have seen it. But up for now, we're in the middle of July taping, so I haven't seen it yet. So I know I've got to get to see it. My husband doesn't do those kind of movies, but so I have to either go alone or wait to find somebody to go with. But yeah, I don't want to wait for it to come out on DVD.
No, then it feels like it's old hat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently, well, I guess when they got him to the hospital and they were transporting him to another place, which was actually called I'm going to probably sound terrible when I say this, but the Tiruvannamalai Government Medical College Hospital for a post-mortem, his body seemed to disappear along with the guy who was transporting him.
No.
Mysterious circumstances. So the last I read, this was from the Times of India, is the cadaver and the transportation dude are missing. So there you go.
Well, it turned out I think his friend was the one that took the body.
Oh.
Yeah, his friend was the one that took the body out of the hospital. What he did with it, I don't know. I think they were in transports to somewhere else.
Okay.
Funeral home or someplace, and I think, yeah, that they just were in constant communication, so I think that's why they figured that they were missing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's no mystery. There's nothing paranormal about that whatsoever.
But there has been supposedly a possession, although that's kind of been debunked also, which is there was a woman, and that's where the Malaysia comes in, is the woman was in Malaysia.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
And she, during the film, I guess, started having possession type issues.
Is she epileptic?
I don't know. I watched a video clip of her, and I can't tell if it's the movie sounds or if it's her making these weirdo sounds that are like really kind of spooky.
Yeah.
So, but I had learned that happened actually a couple years before the movie came out. So they've been like kind of going, oh, here's this clip of this, and trying to make it seem like it was actually that movie.
I missed that part. Okay, I missed that part.
So it's kind of like, well, it's a good publicity stunt, though, I'll say.
Good marketing.
Oh my goodness,
for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know that the film, the clip, and the movie are totally unrelated.
Right.
So they happen 2 years apart. So I mean, don't believe everything you read on Facebook. I think that's a cue, okay, or a clue. A clue.
Anything on your computer screen.
There was an interesting note, and I did not know this. It was that when the first Conjuring came out, when they screened it, they actually had priests standing by.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back in 2013, Warner Brothers made news for employing real-life priests to bless freaked-out audiences during the screenings.
Wow. That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I did not know, but I do now.
That kind of would set the mood and set the tone for.
Well, yeah, what we call psychic priming.
Right. Exactly.
So
yep.
yeah, you're already expecting some Satan worshiping devil monster whatever to come up out of the ground and consume everybody, right?
Yeah. Wow. That's setting people up for that kind of thing. So yeah, wow. Gee.
Hope it wasn't a letdown.
I'd have to rethink what I want to take. Let's see, people are having I won't take anybody, any loved ones.
Yeah, really. So I guess we're not going together.
No, I guess not.
Okay. Oh, and you know what time it is, right?
I do. It is As the Paranormal World Turns time. One of my favorite paranormal peeps is in the news again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Yvette Fielding. I mean, you gotta love this woman. I mean, she definitely has stamina, right? She definitely has stamina. Mm-hmm. Okay, she's posted a chilling encounter she had. Let's see, and I lost my place. Okay. Yeah, Yvette Fielding has posted a chilling encounter she had while filming an episode. Now, if you remember on a previous episode of Paranormal Journeys, we brought you another story, Yvette. Yvette had gone head-to-head with a man-stealing ghost slut who tried to steal her husband, Carl, away while they were working on an episode together. I wonder what a ghost slut looks like. Okay.
I don't know. No.
The most current encounter occurred at Shrewsbury Prison when something threw a crowbar at her head. I wonder if it was the ghost slut. Just missing her by an inch. Quote, it was thrown with such violence, unquote, she said. Okay. I mean, see, this woman has got to be a ghost magnet for all the things that could go wrong with investigating, okay? So we've got the ghost slut, okay, that she had to take on, go head-to-head with.
Yeah.
Now we've got a crowbar just missing her by inches, okay? And then I've got some other ones here too.
Good grief.
Yeah, there's a couple more. She gets, Carl got a scratch and it got infected. And they're blaming that on a demon there where they were investigating that night. So more things happened to this couple, Yvette specifically, than anybody else I know.
Well, first of all, I want to know more about the ghost slut.
You're going to have to go watch one of the past episodes.
Well, does she have a white gown on or a bikini? I mean, what defines that? A couple of tassels? I mean, what?
This is a family show.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you later. Okay.
And that's the after show.
That's the after show. But yeah, I mean, the more things happen to this poor lady than anybody else I know, and I mean, they're really hard to believe, and yet the show is still on the air. I think it's going like into its 13th season, 8th season, or something like that.
And they've gone through several different mediums on the show as well.
Yes.
And I was watching it in the very beginning because I thought it was interesting when it was Derek somebody.
Akora.
Yes. But after he had a couple, I mean, I don't know the guy. Maybe he's legit. I have no idea, not to bag on him by any means. But I saw an episode or two where he was getting possessed, whatever.
Yeah,
and
I did too. That's when I stopped watching it.
Yeah, that's when I stopped watching it too. I thought, I'm just not buying that.
Well, when they were in Australia filming an episode, he got beat up by some ghost thugs. I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
I've never heard of ghost thugs. I'm learning all kinds of new things today.
I am not making this up. Yeah, ghost thugs. I guess he was in a pub and he was going to walk back to his hotel or something, and these ghost thugs came out, and I guess they got a little miffed that he was in their territory, and what do they call them? Something berries. I can't remember. Bumbleberries or... There's a certain name they call them. Huh. But anyway, they're ghost thugs. And
wow, that sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon, doesn't it?
They beat him up, and he ended up in jail, or he ended up at the sheriff's, whatever they call the constables. Yeah. Yeah, and he had in the hospital. And then eventually he checked himself out. Yeah.
If anybody needs a helmet cam, it's that dude. I want to see what he saw.
I want a body cam. I want to see what's going on. But more things happen to people on this show and to the show, and I'm still surprised that it's still going.
Yeah.
I think
they have come out to the United States too, haven't they?
I don't know.
I think I just saw it was when they're doing UK stuff, but I read something about they've been out here.
Yeah,
but
I think they went out to Alcatraz, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
But it's been a while.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, to Yvette, darling. You gotta be careful. You just,
Maybe she needs a helmet too with that crowbar flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why all this stuff happens to you and nobody else, you know.
Wow.
But, you know,
Wow.
kind of suspicious.
Yeah, a little strange.
All right.
Well, okay, one of my favorite words. Divination. You hear it and see it almost every day.
What was that?
Divination.
Okay. I just wanted you to say it again.
Oh, okay, I'll say it again. Divination.
Okay.
Webster's dictionary defines divination as the art or practice that seeks to foresee or foretell future events or discover hidden knowledge, usually by the interpretation of the omens or by the aid of supernatural powers. Ever curious, we humans have been trying to see into the future for centuries. We always want to know what's going on and what's going to happen next. You know, lotto numbers, etc. Every culture has their shamans, witches, and oracles that possess the supernatural power to foresee the future by visions and premonitions. But today, and only today, and just for $19.95 in 3 easy installments, you too can divine the future for yourself using special tools designed and handcrafted for just that purpose. And best of all, you don't need special psychic gifts because anyone can do it. First off, tarot cards.
We're going to pull those out of your hat there.
Well, let's see, my magic hat's on the floor. Let's see here.
Yeah.
There we go.
First off, these are mine. Okay. I've had these for quite a while, and I used to use them every day, but I haven't used them in a long, long time. And they're wrapped in a silk scarf, because that's what I was told to keep them in, was to put them in a silk scarf.
Wow.
Anyway, I don't know if you can get a close-up of that, but that's what they like. They're pretty well worn. It's a little faded right now, you know, but yeah.
Now, tarot cards, I guess they began as a card game in medieval Europe.
Yes, yes,
So.
yes. So, yeah, and actually wasn't to divine the future. That wasn't the point that they were invented. It was, like I said, it was a card game. And oh, and here's the book. I got a book too.
Oh yeah,
You can tell it's
Tarot.
really worn.
Wow.
It's really worn. Tells you what all the cards mean and different scenarios and that kind of thing.
Now, that's all timeless, right? I mean, nothing ever changes. It is what it is
Right.
throughout time. So
Right.
it's not like a book then and now would be any different.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get updated. I mean, you know.
We just learned that
Yeah, the meanings and stuff stay the same.
this card means your Facebook profile needs updating, and
Yeah. But they are one of the most well-known divination tools, and they're extremely popular. They began as a card game, as Montra said, in medieval Europe, particularly in France. However, during the 18th century, these cards transitioned into a way to foretell the future to those skilled enough to know the meaning written in the cards. Obviously, I don't know if anybody's ever, I don't know how many of you have actually played with or seen the tarot cards, but I mean, you have cards like the Queen of Cups, and you have the Fool, and you have cards like the World, and you have the High Priestess, and you have the Moon over here, and you have the this one's Strength. So yeah, it's interesting. If you've ever had a reading done by somebody who reads tarot cards, they're actually it's actually kind of neat. I kind of like it anyway.
yeah, I had mine read not too long ago. Actually, John and I both had ours read, and it was very interesting. The person who was reading them was spot on with a few things, especially for John. With mine, it was very strange,
Oh, okay.
and I wasn't sure how to. I mean, I don't know what she meant. I don't even know if she knew what she meant. But she'd said something. In fact, we took pictures of the tarot cards so that we could like show somebody else who knew how to read them as well. But she'd mentioned something about something's trying to trick me. I thought, well,
It's not me.
that's weird.
It's not me. It's not me.
Really? No. Thinking that's probably one of my dogs or something, you know? Like, go get me a treat. So,
Next, picture a psychic hovering over a crystal ball in a dimly lit room. It's one of the most common visions a person thinks about when considering how to see into the future. The use of crystals in divination can be seen as far back in time as the Druids of early Britain. Crystal balls themselves are popular, as the crystal part of them is considered to heighten an individual's psychic awareness, while the ball allows for an easy way to look for answers without having to learn complicated methods or techniques. That's one thing we don't have is a crystal ball. I actually thought about going out and getting one, but just for the show, I thought, no, I'm not going to go that far. I'll put a picture up.
Yeah, there's some beautiful ones too.
Yeah, there is.
My goodness, there's some
I've seen
gorgeous
some
ones.
really, really nice ones. But yeah, and I don't know what the premise is, other than the fact that I think that the psychic sees visions in the ball, right? It gets, supposedly gets cloudy, then it gets clear, and then these visions pop up, and then the psychic has to interpret what they mean, or is that pretty much the way it works?
Effect. I always think of The Wizard of Oz, and I can't get over that. I'm like, I know there's no vision that's that clear, but sure would be nice if there was.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I think too, from looking at some, isn't your image turned upside down in it?
That I don't know.
I think it's upside down or
it could
something.
Be. It could be.
Yeah, I remember looking at some that were very clear. They were super expensive, but yeah, I think they're awesome. I've never actually had one anywhere near me where anyone was using it, but.
Okay. While most people think pendulums are simply used to moderate the seconds of a grandfather clock, the act of using a weight suspended at the end of a chain to point out simple answers on a flat mat or piece of paper has been around for much longer. Pendulums are best with specific questions since their answers are so simple. You got a pendulum over there?
I do.
And our magic bag over there?
I have a magic bag and a pendulum.
Magic bag. Okay.
One pendulum.
Yeah, one pendulum coming up. I got this with Jackie Harris, actually. I don't think you've met her yet. She's a clairvoyant medium, and she had a class and was teaching some of the divination tools, and one of them was a pendulum, and that's where I got this. But the way we did it, we had, supposedly you hold it, you hold it up, and then it will, come on, so it's like this, and then it will swing of its own volition. Supposedly you hold it as still as you can, and basically what I do is I hold it against my arm against my side. So that you have a brace.
So super still.
Yeah.
Now is that a specific type of stone that you have at the end?
Yes. Yeah. This one I think it's amber. I can't remember.
It's very pretty.
I can't remember. And she had different ones. Different stones mean different things, heighten different senses and stuff like that. So yeah. But yeah, they're interesting. Interesting. And I've played with it before. It's not really serious. I don't really consider it anything serious, but.
So if it swings one specific way, it's yes, and the other way, it's no?
Yeah, and you do it like a baseline.
Okay.
You do like a baseline. You set the rules up ahead of time so that, and there's rules that you have to follow. Oh, quit it. Now it's perfectly still. And then you ask simple questions, very simple questions, okay? And then it will swing. It'll swing left, right, it'll swing in a circle, it'll go backwards, counterclockwise. So it'll do different things. But anyway, that's that. So what's next? Oh, we have the act of drinking a cup of unstrained tea, then reading symbols, shapes, or images shown in the remaining leaves is a widely known practice of divination. Some people even like to use coffee grounds or wine sediment. Now I can get behind that. For the same techniques, the images can be representative of symbols. I had my tea leaves read once. It was a while back, but it's all perception. I mean, the diviner, the person that's reading the leaves, it's whatever they see, the symbols and things that they see within the tea leaves. Because I look at the tea leaves, I see nothing. I see a mess. Yeah. But it's whatever they see. So it's all what their perception is. So I would imagine you have to be kind of psychic to be able to
I would think
read
so.
that correctly.
Yeah. I have a cup. I wish I would have brought it, but it's a teacup. It's very old, and it has all kinds of symbols on the inside.
Yes, I saw those.
Yeah, I have one of those, and so I guess the way it's supposed to work is that wherever the tea leaves kind of clump or fall or something on what symbols mean, it's interpreted a certain way or something.
I saw pictures of those.
Yeah, it's really neat, and it has a neat little saying around it. I should have. It's in my barn. I gotta go.
Along with her scrying.
Along with my scrying, Mary. Darn it.
Okay, and lastly we have the dowsing rods. They are used for a specific type of divination, finding things or places. The most common types of dowsing rods are used to find metal or ore deposits, gemstones, oil, groundwater, or even grave sites. Gravesites. The first time I heard that one.
I've used
A
it for that.
dowsing rod itself is an L-shaped or Y-shaped twig or rod. The rod is then held by the user who walks around a large target area, awaiting a dip, incline, or twitch in the branch when the item for which the person is searching is just beneath them.
I think dowsing rods are awesome.
Well, and we use them in ghost hunting. You know, I don't know if you guys can see these or not, but basically they're like this, and you dip the tips down a little bit, and then the reason the beads are on the end is so that they can swing freely. So you really can't control how they're swinging, you know. So, and you ask simple questions, the simple yes or no. You know, anybody hear this? And the idea is they detect energy. Water is energy. Okay, that's why the graves. I'm not sure about the graves, but. So they detect energy. So supposedly, the spirit can manifest positive and negative, yes and no, and if you set up the baseline ahead of time, say for positive, you say cross the rods, negative, you have them at opposite ends. So no and yes. Then you ask your question, okay? And then the answer you get, obviously, is the ghost is going to let you know what the answer is. That's the theory. And I've used them, you know, used them more just as entertainment really than anything else. Yeah. But it kind of gives you a little bit of a insight of what's going on and to be able to use your other tools in your kit and that kind of thing. So,
I've used them before. One really interesting time was when I was down at the Olivas Adobe down in Southern California, and we were using them to try and map out the graves of the Olivas family. And so people were getting the same results, which was really cool.
Wow, yeah.
So we had several people with dowsing rods, and wherever the rods would cross, because you're thinking about, you know, graves, that type of thing you're thinking about, where someone's buried, just kind of trying to focus your mind on it. And where they would cross, we'd put a stone. And so we ended up having, I think there were like 3, looked like adult size, you know, from this stone to this stone, this stone to this stone, and then one small one.
Oh, wow.
Like a baby or maybe a pet or something. Yeah. But it was very interesting because everybody was getting basically the same same area, the same spots.
That's interesting.
And so I don't know how it works as far as something that's not, you know, like moving water, something that has an energy to it.
Yeah.
And those bodies are extremely old, so it's not like they're decomposing and there's some sort of a...
There's no moisture left in those bodies.
No, there's nothing.
No
There's
tissue,
dust.
no nothing.
Yeah.
And my husband's family, there were dowsers for water, you know, find wells to dig for the wells and things like that, So they're heavy dowsers. All right.
Now there are other tools such as runes, the I Ching, a scrying mirror, and the lithomancy, am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
Gemstones. But the main and most popular tool used for divination purposes is the one we either love or hate, the talking board or the Ouija.
Ouija, pronounced either Ouija or Ouija, is also known as a spirit or talking board. What's curious, they have been seen in numerous cultures over the ages, including 1100 BC in China and 540 BC in Greece. Now that surprised me. Even though it has these historic starts, the late 19th century and the whole of the 20th century turned it into a toy to be used by children and teens. But is it the tool of the devil, a harmless family game, or a fascinating glimpse into the unconscious mind? In February 1891, the first advertisements started appearing in newspapers. Ouija, the wonderful talking board, often describing a mysterious and magical device that answered questions about the past, present, and future with marvelous accuracy, and promised never-failing amusement and recreation for all the classes, a link between the known and the unknown, the material and immaterial, and all for the price of $1.50. It hasn't changed much in 125 years and looks pretty much the same today as it did then. This mysterious talking board was basically what's sold in board game aisles today. The biggest difference is in the materials. The board is now usually cardboard rather than wood, and the planchette is plastic. But the real history of the Ouija board is just about as mysterious as how the game works. Okay, Ouija or Ouija?
I say Ouija.
Ouija.
Unless I had a glass of wine, that's probably a Ouija.
You want to show us what you brought us?
Yes, so actually I brought an older, this isn't one of the super old ones, and it's a little warped from hanging on my wall, but this is one of the older Ouija boards. And
I noticed too that it's down here by William Fold, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. So, and it was a trademark. So, yeah.
And this is an old wood one, too.
Yeah.
So,
and what I didn't know about my co-host is she collects Ouija boards.
I do. I do. I'm even wearing a little mini one today. So.
Yeah, on her necklace, she's got a little mini one.
But I do have a fascination with Ouija boards. I think they're very beautiful. I mean, to me, they're almost works of art. And there's so many different ones you can get online now. Artists make them, and I actually have one that's really beautiful that's airbrushed, and it's like a beautiful kind of a big flying eye thing in the middle, but yeah, I like them a lot.
Well, and they are beautiful, and you're right, they are. And when I was researching, I came across a lot of them, and a lot of intricate work. I mean, even they were made into tables, and they were made, countertops, people were doing that. I mean,
I think
seance tables.
A lunchbox too.
Yeah, and I had some pictures, and I need some close-ups. What did I do with these? What did I do with the pictures? Here they are. Here they are. Some of these are more modern than the old ones, but can we get a close-up of this? I came across this. I would use it. I would put a lunch in it. But if we can get it close, there we go. We got a close-up. I've actually got a Walking Dead one, but lunchbox. I've never used it. But I know Montra would use this.
I would.
And then this is another picture here. We're going to get another close-up of this one. And this one says, what does it say? Oh, yeah, there it says. Because making it pink takes the possibility of summoning a demon okay.
Yeah, that's pretty controversial. I mean, I'm all into the Ouija of it all, but not for little kids and making it pink and here's a free piece of bubble gum with it.
Okay, last one. Okay, this is the last one. It says, free cookie dough when you buy a Ouija board if you're going to bake cookies for the devil. This is actually a store item. As if you buy the Ouija board, you get free Toll House cookie dough. My jaw dropped. I just went, what? I mean, the pink one was bad enough, but this, giving away free cookie dough.
So you're going to make cookies and summon whatever you can summon, I suppose. And open portals, yay!
And open portals. And folks, we're joking here because but there is a lot of controversy around the Ouija board. And I mean, you talk to some people, and you either hate them or love them. You talk to some people, and they're straight. Don't play with them. They open the door to hell. You're gonna let all these demons in. And then there are others who believe that there's not really a big deal. It doesn't summon the devil. It's all in your head. So it's your mind. Somebody's controlling the little planchette, and
yeah, and there's a couple different theories that I talked about the spiritualist theory, which is more you're summoning demons, you're summoning the dead. It's something evil's going to come through, and it is a portal, that type of thing. That's the spiritualist theory. The automatism theory is also the ideometer. Am I pronouncing that right? Response is what they call it, the ideometer response. And what that means is that you are asking a question and then you're answering it yourself by unconsciously guiding the planchette around the board, not meaning to, but somehow your subconscious mind is answering that question for you. So, it's...
And that's the real question. The one everyone wants to know is, how do the Ouija boards work? Ouija boards are not powered by spirits or demons, say the scientists, because they are powered by us, even while we deny we are moving the planchette. Ouija boards work on a principle called the ideometer effect, discovered and proven by physician and physiologist William Benjamin Carpenter in 1852. So, and like Montra was saying, it's an involuntary muscular movement that takes place without the conscious will or even knowing of the person that's playing the game. So, you know.
You don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah. So we have a name, and I had never heard that phrase, the idiometer, before.
I hadn't either. That's something.
That was something new for me. So,
yeah, me too.
but the theory, I've heard the theory before. So, I mean, haven't you always heard, you know, when you've been around a Ouija board, everybody's playing, oh, you're moving it, stop moving it, you know. Everybody's always accusing everybody else of moving the stupid thing, you know. And I think we don't have a planchette here, but the planchette is just like a little plastic.
Yeah, it's kind of a ace of spades sort of a
like looks like this
shape. Yeah.
So,
but and they usually have felt on the bottom so that they kind of can smoothly, almost like float, just about it feels like across the board. So.
Okay, before we leave this topic, we've got a video to show you about the new use for the Ouija. It's called the Ouija-matic, and it was produced by Todd Gallahan, and we want to thank Todd for giving us permission to air this. And so you can catch him over at, well, we'll put that in after we watch the video.
It happens to all of us. A loved one has recently departed, and all we want to do is speak to that person just one more time. Well, now you can. Deregulated Industries and Spook Bell Communications proudly presents the Ouija-matic 5000 Trans-Dimensional Phone Center. Now you can keep in touch with all your close friends on the other side with just the touch of a button.
Hello? Hey everyone, it's Grandma!
Yay! Worthless, freeloading son of a bitch. If you were here right now, I would plant a foot of your sorry behind.
In the past, talking to the dead was often primitive and futile. But the Ouija-matic 5000 is connecting us now.
Can you hear me now, you piece of shit?
Ouija-matic is the final word in afterlife connectability.
The Ouija-matic 5000 combines traditional voodoo and that trusted Ouija reliability with state-of-the-art digital technology.
Our advanced engineering and quality standards ensure that your trans-dimensional phone experience is convenient, safe, and fun. I'm Candy. Call me.
Voices from the dead can be downright creepy. And often their true meaning is lost in translation. With our patented decreepification voice filter, you'll hear it all with crystal clarity.
Get out. You hear me? Stop watching the TV and get your ass outside and mow the lawn.
Hey buddy, wanna wrap it up here?
Hey, piss off.
Yes, everyone loves Ouija-matic.
I will take your mortal soul!
Each unit includes our exclusive demon screening fiber optic package, a handy feature that keeps unwanted third-party evil off the line.
Hello? Hello?
Is that your father?
So, whether you're alive and kicking,
Give me that phone.
or taking the big dirt nap,
You better not be calling collect, buddy boy.
the Ouija-matic is there for you.
It's the best. There is nothing worse than showing up to haunt a place and find a freaking poltergeist already has dibs. Now I call ahead for a reservation. You know, to make sure some other spook isn't already squatting and I'm there.
Yes, you'll get this complete package with safety instruction manual. And if you place your order in the next 10 minutes, we'll also include the mini Ouija Cell mobile unit, called Ghost to Ghost, with no moaning charges. The Ouija-matic 5000 Trans-Dimensional Phone Center. Get yours today. And talk to the dead for a lot less bread.
Okay, you know, I want to thank Todd Gallahan and for giving us permission for that again. And then I want you all to go to his website. I'm going to put it on the screen for you. Go to his website. He's got some pretty neat stuff there. So anyway, thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. In order to leave this subject, I know we're running out of time here, but before we go, I just want to let people know that using the Ouija is, how do I put this? You know, I think be cautious is the word that I want to use.
Your own discretion.
Use it, you know,
yeah.
You got to know how to use it. They can be dangerous because you simply don't know who's used it before, and they've got energy imprints in them. So, just want to be careful. They should be cleansed if you have one. But you know, just be cautious. Be cautious. Okay. You go ahead next.
Okay. Well, it's official. The Taps boys are leaving the Sci-Fi Channel. On June 7th, Jason Hawes made the following announcement. With heavy heart, we want to inform everyone that season 11 of Ghost Hunters will be our last one, as we are ending our relationship with the Sci-Fi Channel. He goes on to say that they have been one of their top-rated and top-watched shows since Taps and Pilgrim Films decided to join forces and create the show Ghost Hunters. He thanks the fans for all of their support and making Ghost Hunters a huge success, as well as changing their lives in such an incredible way. He also teased us, stating that there are huge things coming for Taps, but could not elaborate at this time, and promising to keep everyone updated. Again, thank you all for the love, respect, and support. Jason Hawes, Taps, Ghost Hunters. Well,
I mean, it's bound to come. You know,
there's always an end to.
You know, I mean, I don't know whether they had contract issues or what. You know, I don't know.
Well,
so
hopefully, the things that he has coming are going to be really cool.
Yeah,
I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, go ahead.
So, getting ready to return to the wizarding world of Harry Potter. In April 2016, J.K. Rowling confirmed 3 new movies based on her new book, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, with the first to be released November 18th of this year. I don't know about you all, but my world has been a bit lonely since the last installment of Harry Potter 5 years ago.
Well, yeah.
Since then, I've had to make do with watching those 7 movies over and over again. The first film in the trilogy, which is based around the Fantastic Beasts book, is written 70 years prior to Harry Potter's time and stars Eddie Redmayne as book author, Newt Scamander. Let's watch the trailer, shall we?
Lumos Maxima. Lumos Maxima.
Yesterday, a wizard entered New York with a case. A case full of magical creatures. And unfortunately, some have escaped. It was open?
Just a smidge.
Mr. Scamander!
A new book is out, and it looks really interesting, titled Out on Foot. It tells the story of a U.S. Border Patrol agent, Rocky Elmore, and his journey in the mysterious and isolated Otay Mountains just east of San Diego, California. Starting out, he encounters a ghost of a former agent, smugglers, mountain lions, different dimensions, and even Sasquatch. What fascinates me most is it's a collection of true stories providing a rare look into law enforcement that includes routine nightly patrols and paranormal activity as it happens. Apparently, it's an emotional roller coaster ride that is not for the faint of heart.
I want to read that one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and the movie for the Harry Potter world, yeah, Wizarding World, I can't wait. I'm on pins and needles. Okay, a brand new installment of American Horror Story is coming in just over 2 months. It's scheduled to premiere on Wednesday, September 14th. Still a mystery on what it's about, but it will involve children, is the rumor so far. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm anxious to see that. And also, I was going to tell you, The Strain is going to be premiering. It's coming back August 28th.
I love that show.
I do too. We're big fans of The Strain.
Yep,
so,
love that show.
August 28th.
Oh, good, good.
New season starts.
Yay.
All right. You're up next.
Well, that about wraps it up. Want to see what CCPI is up to by checking their website and calendar at www.ccpifresno.org. And check John and I out at our Facebook, Blue North Investigations, or bluenorthinvestigations.com on the web to see what we're up to. So we will see you back for our next show when we talk about more paranormal topics on the last Wednesday of each month on the same channel and time. Hope you've enjoyed our show. And if you like what you've seen so far, go to our Facebook page to see what's coming up next. Post comments, ask questions, watch past shows, and don't forget to like our page, www.facebook.com/Paranormal Journeys.
Oh, just a last, hello, just a last minute note. Chris and family have arrived safely at their new destination and moved into their new house and are doing well. Just wanted to let everybody, everybody know that.
That's good
She's
news.
doing really well.
Good. And with that, take care.
And be safe.